Hello, we are doing 20.4, which is about discount and sales tax. So I'm going to go ahead and use some examples from your RW 117 side. This is number one. So the first thing we want to look at is the sale price, which is $67.50. The discount rate is 10%. So we want to find what is the regular price. So here's the thing. The sale price is $67.50 and we got a 10% discount, which means that the original price would actually be more because we got a 10% discount. So what I want to say is that this right here, if I got a 10% discount, that means I paid 90%. Because 100% would be the actual price. So if I got a 10% discount, what I paid was 90%. So what I'm going to do is I want to find out 67.50 is going to be 90% of some number. So I'm going to say 9 because this as a percent is 0.90. So I'm going to say 0.90 times whatever the actual payment was. So then in order to solve, I want to take both sides and divide by 0.90. And when I divide by a decimal that is less than 1, dividing by a number less than 1 is actually going to give me a bigger number. So I'm going to use my calculator. 67.50 divided by 0.9 is going to give me 75. Now that is what the actual price was. So I want to write that as money, which means I give a dollar sign at the beginning, and then I have the full amount. If I had gotten a decimal, then I would have given myself only 2 decimal spots. Remember, the most you can have is 2 decimal spots. All right, we're going to go ahead and do number 2 now. So number 2, the sale price is $36.75. Our discount is 25%. We want to know the regular price. So again, if we got a 25% discount, that means I paid 100 minus 25. So I paid 75%. So we want to know 75% of what number is going to equal this $36.75. So I'm going to have $36.75 equals, I write this percentage as a decimal, which is 0.75, times whatever the actual regular price was. And that's what we don't know, so that's what we create as a variable. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 0.75, divide by 0.75, and then I'll use my calculator. 36.75 divided by 0.75. Remember, anytime I divide by a decimal, I'm going to have a bigger number. That's going to give me the x equals 49. It happened to be another whole number, so my regular price was $49. Okay? All right, the next part of this is going to actually give us 2 options in how to solve it. So if my regular price is $98 and I want to know what the sale price is going to be, I can do this a couple of different ways. My first way is I'm going to say, okay, if I know I'm going to be taking 40% of 98, again, I want to write that as a decimal. 40% as a decimal is 0.4 or 0.40. So 40% of 98 is going to be, 98 times 0.4 is going to give me 39.20. Again, I have to give 2 decimal spots because it's money. Then I want to say, okay, I'm going to say 98 minus this 39.20. And that is 58.80. Or I can go back at the beginning and say, okay, if I'm not paying 40%, because that's my discount. When I go to a store and I take 40% off, I am paying 100 minus that, so I am paying 60%. So then I can say 60% as a decimal, 0.60 times 98. Go ahead and do that on your calculator, and you should get the same answer, the 58.8. But again, it's money, so I want to add a second decimal and a dollar sign. I always have to have 2 decimal spots. Okay, let's try the next one. This is number 6 on RW17. So we have that our regular price is $67. Our discount is 15%. So I'm going to say, what is 15% of 67? That's going to tell me what my discount is. So 0.15 times 67 is going to give me 10.05. Then what I want to do is $67. I have to add the 2 decimal spots in order to subtract properly if I'm showing my work. So 67 minus that 10.05 is going to give me 56.95. Okay, so that should be my answer. Again, I can do this the second way where I say, okay, if I'm getting a 15% discount, I actually pay 85%. So this is just a second way of finding the same exact answer. If my discount is 15%, I pay 85%. I take the 100 minus 15 to be able to find that out. And then I do 0.85 because that's my percentage as a decimal times what I'm paying. So 0.85 times 67 equals 56.95. Again, I should have gotten that same answer. Make sure I have 2 decimal spots. If it had ended up with more than that, I want to round. If not, I always give my 2 decimal spots. And there's my sale price. So the sale price is 85% of the original. All right, the last style that we're going to do is trying to find out a price before tax if you have the total. So these are going to be examples from the back of your worksheet. That is going to be your homework assignment. 10 through 15 is going to be all this same type thing. So we're going to do 10 together. Number 10 says your total is $51.50. Your tax is 3%. And so you want to know your total before tax. The best way to do this is you're going to take this $51.50 and you're going to divide it by 1.03. Now, if your tax is 0.3% or 0.03 is your decimal form of 3%, you're going to take this $51.50, divide it by 1.03, and that is going to give you your total before taxes. So 51.5 divided by 1.03 is going to give me 50. So my price before tax was 50%. And we can double check that and say, okay, 50 times 0.03 should give me 1.5. So 50 times 0.03 is going to give me 1.5. When I add that back to the original price, 50, it should give me 51.50, which is my total including tax. So that's our way to check it. The reason why we put this 1 here, that 1 there, right there, is because we're actually taking the original price, that's the times 1, and then the tax or the percentage as a decimal. So again, for 11 through 15, you're going to take the total that they give you, divide it by 1 point, whatever the percentage is as a decimal, and then it'll give you your price before tax. So let's go ahead and review. To find a sale price, when you're given the regular price, you want to multiply by the percentage you pay. To find the regular price when you're given the sale price, you divide by the discount percent as a decimal. Every time you use the percent, remember you're going to make it into a decimal. So we move that decimal spot twice. And then anytime you see the word total, which is what you'll see for numbers 7, 8, and 9 for your homework, the total means you have to add back to your original amount. So you're going to find that percentage that they're looking for and then add it back. The word total always means to add. Okay, good luck.